Welcome to the Bougie Black Brother Network.
Hello everyone, I'm Alicia and I'm with Black in the Tesla, and we do our actual YouTube channel on being Black in the Tesla. And so just so happened, came across this article by Nathan Bomey, and he said that women, and he didn't say the number of women, but he said women are not interested in Tesla. And I was like, that is not true at all. And so being with the Tesla Divas on Facebook, and we always talk about a little bit of everything, and just so happened it went wild when this guy put this article out, and everybody was commenting basically just on this article. And I said to the group, I was like, oh, I'm going to hit him up on Twitter. And so my husband was like, why don't you do a YouTube video on this? And I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going to do this. And so the thing is that the way women look at cars, okay, so for us, it's not about being fast or sexy or you know, like men do. Men think about the car being fast and sexy and you know, it gotta have this and it has to got a vroom in it. We think of it as a convenience. We think of it to be, we have children, we gotta transport children, we gotta go to the food store, we have to do things in our vehicles. And we, you know, when getting the Tesla, we're not thinking about an electric car. I mean, the last thing we are thinking about is electric car. And so the first thing we think about is something that's comfortable, can transport a bunch of kids and get our food back and forth. And so when we think about that, we also think about the fact that if it's nice looking, some women want a nice car. And I'm talking about the ones that don't have a lot of children and they just want a nice car and don't like some women, we don't like SUVs, or we do not like vans. Van is like, I can't stand vans. So like, I can't stand a van. But those are things that we think about. And so when we start thinking about a Tesla, a lot of us don't even know about Tesla. The only way we know about Tesla is when it's mentioned to us by somebody, like our husband said, oh babe, you know, you need to check out this Tesla. But when I tested Tesla, I was like, babe, you need to test drive the Tesla. And so when I'm in my Tesla Divas group, that's what I'm hearing. A lot of women who got introduced into driving a Tesla or getting into a Tesla, they first test drived it. And once they test drive the Tesla, they were locked in. They wanted one. So his opinion is based on a woman who has probably never test drive a Tesla, don't know what it looks like, and is getting basically her information from somebody else who don't like Tesla. And then, you know, the other person that he actually interviewed is a person who actually have a Tesla. But I don't think he got the right information. I don't think he got enough information. I think he basically just got enough information to make his article. And then, you know, people need to come make him come correct because he was inaccurate in his information. The Tesla is an amazing car, and we all know that. And the one thing that after we all test drive it or been introduced to it, we were convinced. I have yet to hear a woman who has test drive a Tesla that said they didn't want one. And if they do, you need to introduce them to us, the Tesla Diva group. So, you know, then there was articles, right after his article, there was another article that was written by Jonah was it Creta? I'm butchering her name, I'm sorry. But she wrote an article that says women love Tesla. Yes, women love Tesla. And her article was showing every woman that bought a Tesla and why they love their Tesla. Each woman who gets involved, who buys a Tesla, loves their Tesla and will never go back. And either you buy one, when you buy one, you will buy another. It's one of those cars that you basically will love. So I think that his article is just one-sided. I don't think he even bothered to test drive the Tesla himself. I think his opinion on women, it shouldn't have been a male. It shouldn't have been a male who did the article. It should have been a woman in doing the article and interviewing women, and not just two women. I think they should have got more of a group of women on both sides, and maybe even have those women who have never drove a Tesla test drive one, so they can get their opinion on it. But for him to say that Elon Musk's Tesla is not attracting women. That's not true. I think that like I said before, if he was to, if they was to just, if a woman was just to test drive it, they will be automatically into it. So what women don't realize that Tesla, there's several different brands of Tesla. So we got the S, we have the X, and we have the 3. And most of the women are would more prefer the X and the 3. The X is more of an SUV. It has the Falcon wings on it, but it's a very expensive vehicle. It's a 7-seater, and it holds more for the women who loves to have an SUV. Everybody, you know, for those people who have a big family, that would be the car. Then you have the 3. The 3 is the techie kind of car. It has this huge iPad. Well, people say iPad, but really is like a big screen. It has nothing else but this big screen, and it's awesome. It's awesome. And a lot of women who have test drive or seen the 3 just been blown away. For example, I was at the food store, and 2 black women were looking at the Tesla, and it was like, and everybody was passing by because I had just walked. Everybody was passing by. Who owns this Tesla? Who owns this Tesla? Who owns this Tesla? And I was like, I own the Tesla. And it was like, black in a Tesla, black in a Tesla. And I bust out laughing, and they wanted to see the Tesla. And they was like convinced because they wanted to buy one just by looking at it. So I don't believe what he said is not true. And like I said, if one woman would just introduce a woman who's never seen a Tesla or don't know what it is, get introduced to it, they were convinced to buy a Tesla. So I would like to thank everybody for coming and watching Black in a Tesla. Follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram and on Facebook. Bye.